All right. I'm not above correction. Chill Squad, what it do? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about yesterday's video. You was here yesterday if you got a chance to catch it. The video I did was Lupe Fiasco attacking content creators reveals a bigger issue. And there was a lot of things that was said. It was a 40-minute long video, and I promise you I'm not keeping you all for 40 minutes today. I promise you'll be probably a fourth of that at most 10 minutes. But yesterday I did this video because I saw where Lupe Fiasco was in the chat with, and I was actually in the chat when this happened, with my brother here, Curtis King, and it seemed like he was attacking Curtis because at one point, let me pull it back right here, because you don't know what you're talking about. So I responded off this, and I'm thinking like, yo, what is with dude? Because I saw this and I was off, and this was my line of thinking at the moment. So when I spoke to Lupe directly, which he actually came out in my stream yesterday. If you all saw the live stream yesterday, it wasn't live stream, the premiere. You all saw the premiere. He came at the tail end of the premiere, and we was talking back and forth whether Curtis and I is a better rapper than him and everything. So that's neither here nor there. I'm like, no one, that wasn't even part of the conversation. We weren't even talking about that. But in the comment section, he was like, yo, we could talk to him directly. So you know what? I said, let me use this opportunity to actually talk with him directly, because in all of this, I never really heard from him. And I'm like, this is not going to be a channel where we run gossip news and we're just running off what other people said. If I could talk to the source themselves, I'm going to talk to the source themselves. I would much rather talk to the source themselves and keep it moving like that, because you got a lot of people out here. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone specifically, but you got a lot of people out here who are quick to say anything for a click. This is not that channel. I will faster get rid of a video, no matter how many clicks it can get. I will faster take down a video if it's wrong, which is why I took down my previous one, because I was wrong on a few things. So the first thing I was wrong on was Lupe's intent in this very live stream, because one of the things he pointed out, and he took responsibility for this, he said, and I quote, and well, I'm paraphrasing, I don't want to misquote the dude. He said that because people don't know him and don't know him personally, they don't know his sense of humor, and they don't know that when he is or isn't playing around. And he said that right there, that was just me playing around. And he said Curtis and I, me and him are cool. I actually spoke with him after the fact. I even sent him a super chat to let him know everything was all cool. But that's actually my fault, because I can't assume that everyone in the room is going to know that I'm joking around. And you know what? I had to pause for a minute and think, how many times has that happened to me? How many times has it happened to me where I'm clearly joking around on my end, in my head, but not everyone else around me knows that. They're taking me seriously. They're taking it that, I'm playing too much. And that's been said about me a few times. So I'm like, you know what? I can see eye to eye on that. And because I was off on that part alone, this title right here, and I'm gonna get into the second part of what he said too. Lupe Fiasco attacking content creators reveals a bigger issue. So it's no longer a plural for me at this point, because at the time, I didn't know him attacking anyone else other than Curtis and Absa, from my perception at least. So I was like, if I'm going to make a title, let me make sure the title is something that I could agree with. Even if it's a little sensationalized, is it something that I could still agree with? Even this title, I didn't even fully think of the title. I got the thumbnail done before I recorded this video. But the title's going to be sensationalized enough for some of y'all to come on in. For those of you who are looking for, oh, what's the next thing about Lupe? So if you land on something, you land on something factual. Because one thing about me, if I was loud with being wrong, I'm going to be loud correcting it. If I could put my face in the camera and talk to the camera and talk to you all and saying like, yo, this and that, and like Lupe's tripping here and there, I could come to you on camera and say, yo, I was off. I'm not above that. And this channel is not above that. And before this turns into anything, I'm going to clip the wings off this quick before it gets out of hand. Before any of you come in here talking about glazing this or glazing that, please understand that the same way I'm talking to you all now is the same way I talk to that man over the phone. And the same way I talk to anyone over the phone. Anyone that knows me, that had a phone conversation with me, no matter who you are, I'm gonna talk to you the same way. I don't get starstruck off anybody. Anybody. That's just who I am. My father is a still ongoing jazz musician. Even as amazing as he is at what he does, I don't get starstruck. I've been around legends. I've seen legends, both in jazz and hip hop, all my life. So let's just put that out there right now. So if anyone tries to get an idea about me, I told you a little bit more about me, so you know the context of me giving this to you all. So you all know that I'm here to give you all the facts, and I'm not here to just get clicks. If I get clicks, cool. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I'm not looking for clicks. YouTube pays me to get clicks. I ain't going front or skate past that. So some people like, oh, you're not, they just doing this for clicks and everything. I'm not doing this just for clicks, but I am doing it for clicks as well. If you didn't catch that, have somebody pull you aside and explain it to you, because I don't got the time today. Anyway, oh man, I had to laugh to break the tension. With this, I was off with this interaction, so that's one thing. Now going back towards here with Absa, and me and him spoke directly about this. And there's some things I stand 10 toes down on, but there's some things that I'm like, okay, I can see your perspective on this, and I can actually even see your perspective. And I didn't say this over the phone, but I'm saying this here publicly. I can even see your perspective even regarding me the first time around. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make this right. He said, imagine, he said, just put yourself in my shoes. And it's funny, I usually do this, but I didn't do this fully this time around. So that's on me. And for those of you know, everyone knows I'm usually this person who does this. He says, put yourself in my shoes. You go on the line, and the first thing you see about you coming from somebody else is that you are the Judas backstabber of the black community. And we both had a small chuckle, because he said he doesn't even believe in Judas. But that's the point is, it's like, this is the first thing I'm seeing about myself from somebody else. So with that, it made me say, okay, that's a bit different. And you know, to kind of, and this is Absa, if you're watching, this is not against you or anything, but I get where he's coming from. The first time he's seeing something from you is that, and then when he wants to talk, it's almost like he's dismissed from the conversation. Let's talk with him and the MIT professionals. And this wasn't aimed at MIT mostly. It was made, through title and thumbnail, it was mainly aimed at him, because he was like, his face was used in the thumbnail and everything. So I can understand both perspectives here. And to be clear, I want to make this clear, and I said this even all over the phone, that not really for calling you out of your name. That was one of the things that I said, being in this space and doing it public, that's not something I ever agreed with. And I'm not even saying I'm agreeing with it, but his perspective was he was called out of his name first by being called a Judas backstabber. So I'm not saying anyone who's right or wrong. I still stand 10 toes down. That's not something that should have been said, because even he could tell you, if y'all ever do speak, and he could tell any of y'all, if he asked me what would I have done, I said I would have let it rock. I said I would have let it rock, because in the position of power, in terms of numbers, you have more influence. And since you have more influence, how you handle it is going to be the deciding factor of how much impact it has. And I used the case study of what's going on with Mr. Beast right now. I said this Mr. Beast took a minute to say something before he even came out and everything, because if you go off the handle responding right away towards people who are going all in, yeah, it looks nasty in the beginning, but as that stuff dies down, the person who was wrong, I'm not saying you was wrong, don't hear that. I'm saying the person who was wrong is going to be the person who bears the most heat at the end of the day. So this is the conversation that I had over the phone, and I'm just keeping it a buck all the way through. So I say all that to say, and again, and I want to make sure this is said too, so it's clear. I don't agree with the push play as you put it, Absa. I don't agree with that either. But at the end of the day, we're all grown folks here, so we either going to handle this in a way where we can all talk to each other or not. At the end of the day, that part is none of my business. What I will say moving forward for this channel, and what Lupe said towards me confirmed what I'm going to do moving forward for this channel. He said that us as content creators and us in this space, we have an amazing opportunity to be largely impactful in this world, in this generation that we're walking into now. I'm paraphrasing right now. But he did say, but let things be done with integrity. Because one of the things that he said, I'm like, you know what, that's valid and that's real. He said, have your freedom of speech. I'm not against anyone having freedom of speech. But freedom of speech does not mean absolvent from freedom of consequence. And that's not to say that I'm coming after you or anyone, and I'm not trying to get y'all and everything, but that I have to be the one to bear the consequence. And the truth behind that statement is I could record a 40-minute video and I only have to deal with the issues of my life when this camera goes off. When this camera goes off and I upload that video, he not only has to deal with what's going on in his personal life, but now he has to deal with what I've said potentially in his professional life. So what do you think happens when you are constantly putting people at war, both in their personal and their professional life, and they got a whole bunch of other things, especially if a conversation isn't had with them directly first? So, and he actually put me on game, which I'm not going to fully mention. He actually put me on game with the whole MIT thing, and it's not as what is presented. It's not as what is interpreted rather. And he also said it's like, you know, when you create a video, he mentioned me and another creator. With the other creator I'm not going to mention right now because I'm keeping some parts of this conversation fully confidential. Just sharing the parts that I'm pretty sure he's okay with me sharing. He said that when we make videos, people are going to look at their videos, they're going to look at my videos, and they're going to see, oh, this person made something. Can you say, even though it's like a 3,000, like, you know, that's still enough for people to say, you know what, let me go make my video about this. Let me go make my video about this. Let me go make my video. Then you got a whole bunch of people making the same video, and they say it's making the same video, and it's different for him versus us, because people like me, could make a video, like a 40-minute video, and he may not always have a chance to do an IG live or make a video. So his audience relies on people like me and others in this space to get news about him. And if all of us saying the same thing about him over and over again, they are going to believe it's true without checking in with him, because he is not on the forefront like we are. So these are things to consider. And it made me consider not just with him, but with anyone else I cover on this channel. I consider the fact that I am going to be addressing more than just Lupe on this channel, and I want to make sure things are done correctly. So Lou, if you're watching this, I appreciate you for the pushbacks and the correction on that. And as promised, this is a re-record to better frame a few things. Still 10 toes down on letting it rock, but I understand why you responded, and I'm not even against you responding at all, because at how it is, because it's your brand, and at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for your brand and your personal brand and what you're building. So I understand why you did even more, and I do appreciate you reaching out for the phone conversation. That being said, if I forgot anything, it is what it is. I try my best to remember everything. This was unscripted, as you all could probably tell. And we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward with this channel with full integrity. I'm going to do a better job in getting more from source materials if I'm able to. So in this case, and I'm saying this publicly, if I have an opportunity to reach out to the source material, I'm going to do that. So this way I can provide you all the facts. That's what I want to make sure you all come. If I'm giving you all the facts, if I'm giving you commentary, I should give you commentary off the facts and not an interpretation of the facts. And if this comes off as a shot towards anybody, I can't help that, because it's not. But if it does, I can only let you know that I'm just speaking facts on what it was. I went off the interpretation of the facts and not the actual facts themselves. And for that, I not only walk back and owe Lupe an apology for that, I owe y'all an apology for that, because that's not the way this channel should rock. So with that being said, you all, do I have anything else to share? No, we don't got anything else to share, so we're gonna close out. So once again, my name is Avidan Smith, and I help creatives like you find your unique sound and live a purpose-driven life. So if that is something that you rock with, you hit the like button already, which I should have said in the beginning, but I'm saying it here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if this is a channel that you want to rock with, and most of all, stay creative, stay purposeful, stay intentional. Until the next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.